In the fading light of 12th century Japan, a lone figure stands silhouetted against a blood-red sun. Clad in ornate armor, a curved sword at his hip, he is more than a soldier. He is a living embodiment of a code, a philosophy, a storm of controlled violence and profound discipline. This is the samurai, a name that echoes through history, synonymous with honor, steel, and a world where death was preferable to disgrace. But who were these legendary warriors really? Beyond the myths and the movies, what was the true path of the warrior, the way of the sword? The story of the samurai begins not in grand castles, but on the vast, rugged plains of early feudal Japan. The central government in Kyoto was weak, its influence barely reaching the outlying provinces. Landowners, the daimyo, needed protection for their territories and their power. From this necessity, a new class of professional warriors emerged. They were originally called samurai, meaning those who serve. These early warriors were primarily mounted archers, their skill with the bow and arrow, the yumi, being their most prized asset. Their combat style, known as Kyuba no Michi, or the way of the horse and bow, was brutally effective. Imagine the thunder of hooves, a volley of arrows whistling through the air, followed by the chaos of close-quarters combat. This was the crucible that forged the first samurai. As the centuries passed, their role evolved. The devastating Mongol invasions of the 13th century, though ultimately repelled, were a wake-up call. The samurai's traditional mounted archery proved less effective against the Mongols' massed infantry tactics. This forced a strategic shift. The sword, once a secondary weapon, now took center stage. The iconic katana became the soul of the samurai. Smiths perfected the art of folding steel, creating blades of legendary sharpness and resilience, capable of cutting through armor. This wasn't just a weapon, it was a sacred object, a symbol of the warrior's status and his very soul. To lose one's sword was to lose one's honor. This brings us to the heart of the samurai legacy, Bushido, the way of the warrior. It wasn't a written law book, but a living, breathing code of conduct passed down through generations. Bushido emphasized 8 core virtues: righteousness, courage, compassion, respect, integrity, honor, loyalty, and self-control. Loyalty, above all, was paramount. A samurai's loyalty to his lord was absolute, even if it meant sacrificing his own life without a moment's hesitation. This unwavering devotion was the glue that held the feudal system together. The tale of the 47 Ronin is perhaps the most famous embodiment of this principle. After their lord was unjustly forced to commit ritual suicide, or seppuku, his 47 masterless samurai, or Ronin, spent over a year planning their revenge. They stormed the culprit's mansion, avenged their master's death, and then, in an ultimate act of loyalty and honor, all 47 committed seppuku themselves. This story became a national legend, a testament to the extreme lengths a samurai would go to uphold his honor. Life as a samurai wasn't all epic battles. In times of peace, they were administrators, poets, and artists. They practiced calligraphy, wrote poetry, and participated in intricate tea ceremonies. This pursuit of culture and refinement, known as bunbu ryodo, or the pen and the sword in accord, was meant to balance their martial ferocity with intellectual and spiritual depth. A warrior who was only a brute was incomplete. The famous samurai Miyamoto Musashi, an undefeated duelist who won over 60 life-or-death contests, was also a respected artist and author. His work, The Book of Five Rings, is still studied today, not just by martial artists, but by business leaders, for its insights into strategy and self-discipline. He understood that true mastery wasn't just about defeating an opponent, but about mastering oneself. The samurai's training was relentless, beginning in childhood. Young boys learned to handle weapons before they could properly write. They were subjected to harsh physical and mental conditioning, enduring cold, hunger, and pain to build resilience and conquer fear. A famous practice was to be sent to execution grounds at night, to witness beheadings and become accustomed to the sight of death. This wasn't about cruelty. It was about preparing them for a world where their life could end at any moment. The goal was to achieve a state of mind called mushin, or no mind, where the body could react in combat without the hesitation of conscious thought. It was the ultimate flow state, a seamless union of mind, body, and sword. The golden age of the samurai, however, could not last forever. The arrival of Portuguese traders in the 16th century brought a game-changing technology, the firearm. At first, the samurai disdained these weapons as dishonorable, tools for peasants that required no skill. But their effectiveness was undeniable. In the pivotal Battle of Nagashino in 1575, the warlord Oda Nobunaga armed 3,000 of his ashigaru, or foot soldiers, with matchlock rifles. They annihilated the elite cavalry charge of the powerful Takeda clan. The era of the sword-wielding hero was beginning to fade. The age of massed armies and gunpowder had arrived. The final blow came with the Meiji Restoration in 1868. After centuries of isolation, Japan opened its doors to the world and underwent a rapid modernization. The feudal system was abolished, the daimyo lost their lands, and the samurai class itself was officially disbanded. They were forbidden from wearing their swords in public, the ultimate indignity, stripping them of their most visible symbol of identity. Many struggled to adapt. Some joined the new national army, others became bureaucrats or businessmen, but many were left adrift, men of war in an age of peace. The last stand of the samurai spirit came in the Satsuma Rebellion of 1877, led by the legendary Saigo Takamori, often called the last true samurai. He led a small force of traditional warriors against the modern Western-equipped imperial army. They fought with incredible bravery, but the outcome was inevitable. Their defeat marked the definitive end of the samurai as a military and political force. But did the samurai truly disappear? No. Their legacy didn't die on the battlefield. It transformed. The principles of Bushido, discipline, integrity, loyalty, and the pursuit of excellence, were absorbed into the very fabric of modern Japanese society. You can see it in the dedication of a craftsman, the loyalty of a corporate employee, the discipline of a martial artist, and the politeness ingrained in everyday interactions. The spirit of the samurai lives on, not in armor and swords, but in the values that continue to shape a nation. From the battlefield to the boardroom, the way of the warrior has endured, a timeless code of honor that still resonates with us today. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the world of the samurai. If you found this story compelling, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into history's most fascinating chapters. We'll see you next time.